You've probably heard about this big, beautiful bill, and it's a massive new plan that could shake up immigration, add trillions in debt, and could change the housing market in ways that we weren't expecting. But here's the good news. It might actually shift the market to help home buyers just like you. At the time of this video, the bill actually hasn't passed yet, but I'm going to break down what I think could happen with housing if the bill passes, and what's currently happening in the real estate market, and what you can do if you want to buy a home. My name's Darren. I'm a licensed mortgage and real estate broker in California, and my channel is dedicated to helping people like you learn what it takes to buy a home and making it happen. So now, if the big, beautiful bill passes, I think there's two main things that could affect housing and real estate. The first one would be the stricter immigration policies. Now, if we are losing our workforce and losing a lot of our labor that works in logistics and in construction, that could really affect the ability for people to build new homes. That will also drive up the cost for people to renovate their homes. And I don't have actual data to back this up, but this is from conversations with people that work in construction. They are losing their crews. Many of their crews are not going to work and causing major delays. So we probably won't see the effects of this on real estate right away, but down the road, we could see even less inventory. Now, the next piece of this bill that could have an impact is adding roughly $3 trillion in federal debt. Typically, when we see higher debt, that kind of corresponds with inflation. And when inflation is high, typically we see higher mortgage rates. So when we have higher mortgage rates, less people can afford or qualify to purchase a home, meaning you have less demand. And so those are just some long-term views of this bill. Once again, this is not a political channel. Everyone's entitled to their political views, but I'm just trying to give an update on what I think will happen. But now I'm going to share what's actually happening right now with real estate. First thing is that the home price growth has slowed nationwide. So in many of the top 50 metro areas, we are seeing home prices drop. Places like Austin, Phoenix, Tampa, and Oakland. And on top of that, we're seeing a lot of new builds inventory just sitting. So what's happening is builders are offering crazy incentives. They're either offering price drops or they're going to buy down your interest rate. So this is the first time in probably the last 5 years that it's shifting towards a buyer's market in many different markets. So you, as a potential home buyer, have some negotiating power. So this is the biggest sign to tell you that the market is shifting towards buyers. And if you've been on the fence, this could be your time to start negotiating and getting into a home. And this is directly from realtor.com. Even though overall asking prices haven't declined, more sellers are making price cuts. In May, 19.1% of home listings had price reductions, up 2.4 percentage points from last year. This is the highest May share in realtor.com data going back to at least July 2016. Now let's talk about why. Price reductions have been more common in each of the past 5 months, a trend suggesting that sellers are adjusting their expectations in the face of affordability challenges and weaker buyer demand in some markets. So overall, we're in this market where sellers are still pricing their homes pretty high and they maybe have unreasonable expectations, while buyers are getting crushed by home affordability. So many people do not qualify or are not even interested in looking at buying a home. So I think we're going to have to find a middle ground in these next couple months. We'll keep an eye on the market, but the market is shifting towards a buyer's market in most areas. But I'm going to keep it real, right? I'm not here to just tell you to buy a home to buy a home. I want you to make the best financial decision for you and your family. Mortgage rates are still in the mid to high sixes and higher for many buyers. And we probably are not going to see rates drop dramatically anytime soon. So real estate is hyper local, and that means that your market prices could be dropping, could be shifting towards a buyer's market, but in some cities, it's super competitive. I'll give you an example. I have a client in the Bay Area. They're looking at homes in the 1.1 million range. Some homes are being listed at $1 million and selling for 1.5. Some homes, they are not ready. They need renovations. They're being listed at 1.2 and they're selling for 900 to $1 million, 900,000 to $1 million. That is just one market. Another client that I talked to is in Central Florida. And he was saying that There is so much inventory coming onto the market right now because new builds, they overbuilt. A lot of people are leaving Florida now because it's overcrowded, at least where he's at. And that's the same thing that's happening in the Phoenix market. Have a client there. He's thinking about buying a place. He's saying that inventory is going up like crazy because new builds have overbuilt. They didn't have the demand. People aren't going there. And it's totally becoming a buyer's market there. So here's the key. Every market is different and it is local. What's happening in Phoenix is different than coastal Orange County, Austin, or Orlando. But what's important for you if you're thinking about buying a home is understanding what's going on in your specific market. Now, I had a viewer reach out to me recently and say, hey, I followed these steps in the video that you just made about finding a good deal. And I got this house and I feel like I got a good deal here in Orange County. I'm going to drop a link to this video. Give it a watch before you buy a home. And that video will teach you how to identify what a good market is and what data you'll need. So overall, we are seeing more inventory. We're seeing prices start to decrease. We're seeing a lot more builder incentives if you buy a new build. And we are seeing more room for negotiation for home buyers. Now, if you want to chat about your specific scenario or you want to get pre-qualified and come up with a game plan to get you in a home, you can email me at darren@realdarrenside.com, or you can text me at this number, and all my contact info is down below as well. As always, thanks for watching my videos. I hope this video brought you some value, and I'll see you on the next video.